I want to warn those young fellow traders, you should not be very overconfident if you have like 5, 6 months of profitable trading. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're going to be profitable to the rest of your life. You have to take it slow anyway.
You need to understand the period of times, like the cycles in the market, in order to know when to push the pedal to the floor, right? There are times when the market goes with you to your favor, like the last 2 or 3 months at least. And this is the exact time you want to kick it in and go all in and be aggressive in your trading. Comparing to times when the market is more of a sideways, or if you usually go long and the market is dropping, and then you need to adjust it and be more careful and, as we call it, risk off basically. Welcome everybody to another funded trader of Trade the Pool. Today Dennis is with me, a new funded trader trading the swing program. So in the swing program, of course, you can hold your position overnight for a few months even. We'll talk with Dennis today about his trading journey at Trade the Pool. Tell us, thanks for coming, Dennis, of course. Let's dive in with the Trade the Pool experience. How was it? How you felt with the evaluation? How hard was it to pass the evaluation too? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, hello Michael, hello everybody. Thank you for having me here. And looks like it's gonna be a great week ahead of us.
Yeah.
So good luck to everybody. So about the evaluation process, I would say it was relatively easy because of my particular strategy. It's swing trading strategy, and my risk to reward is about 1 to 6, minimum 1 to 10, so I can risk a little. Of course, some difficulties create the very strict risk risk limits that on
Mhm.
the program you cannot lose more than 2%. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty doable. I think if you already have a track record, if you already have the system that works and you reach the consistency, you will not have any problems to pass the evaluation.
Do you feel like the market was in your favor because I saw your trades, you mostly go long. Is that something that you usually do and you did that because of the market?
I always go long. I rarely go short. Maybe when market is falling, I can short SPY, but only intraday.
Mm.
Usually my strategy is going long and I hold positions minimum 2 days. And yeah, like you said, market was super good for my strategy. It was like strong uptrend. So like a lot of my trades just went up. And usually I have about 30% win rate.
Oh,
And this time, like a lot of my trades just went up. It was a straight bull swing, so I just got into good market, I guess.
yeah. Sometimes it's just easy money, right?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
So tell me a little bit about your background. How long you've been doing that?
So I've been introduced to trading about 10 years ago, so pretty long, but it was on and off, like I guess a lot of people doing. I started to trade every day full time 2 years ago. So 2 years ago I started. I didn't have strategy, I didn't have anything. I was still figuring this out, but I already knew about markets and I knew about different strategies. So my first year full time, I closed with 6% profit. So I thought, well, 6% already doing something wrong, I guess. So
Yeah.
so I stuck to it. And my second year of trading, that's what I discovered strategy that I'm trading now. It's not my strategy, already famous traders trading it. And I discovered it in the middle of this year in June. And in 6 months, I made on my personal account from June to this point, I
Okay.
made 100%. The
Wow.
market the market was very favorable to me. Of course, it was a strong bull market, so I made 100%, and I'm kind of proud of it. But I want to warn those young fellow traders: you should not be very overconfident if you have like 5, 6 months of profitable trading. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're gonna be profitable to the rest of your life. You have to take it slow anyway.
Yeah, that's for sure, and that's a great tip. And also just the fact that When you start trading, as you said, you made 100%. We talked about it actually in Orlando in our event last week. You need to understand the period of times, like the cycles in the market, in order to know when to push the pedal to the floor, right? There are times when the market goes with you to your favor, like the last 2 or 3 months at least, and this is the exact time you want to kick it in and go all in and be aggressive in your trading, comparing to times when the market is more of a sideway kind of way, or if you usually go long and the market is dropping, and then you need to adjust it and be more careful, and as we call it, risk off basically.
Yeah, if I can also comment on that, you made a great point. And actually, when I just came to US, it was 2022. I was going to make money trading. I had some kind of intraday strategy that should have worked. But what I didn't know those time, I didn't know about cycles of the market. I knew it after that when I read the book Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. It
Yeah,
explains very well.
yeah.
So I didn't know that. And 2022, if you remember, that was a recession year when the US faced a recession. And I was trading this long intraday strategy, lost a lot of money, and didn't understand why it doesn't work.
Hmm.
But now I understand. So yeah, for those traders who doesn't know about bull markets and bear markets, you have to know which cycle of the market are we in now. And if we're in a bull market, probably your long strategies and your breakout strategies will fail. So do not push the pedal. So yeah, you're right, Michael. Thank you for telling that.
Super important. And you mentioned, Dennis, about day trading. Are you also doing day trading beside this too?
Not anymore, because as I mentioned, I lost a lot of money trying to trade this long strategy in the bear market. So I had to acquire a day job. So that's what got me into finding a way to still trade, and that's what got me into swing trading because
Mm.
you can trade first part of the day and hold positions for from 2 days to 2 weeks, and it lets you also work other jobs or have other
Nice,
business.
for sure. And you traded the 40K, $40,000 of buying power. Do you feel like it's enough to trade with? You need more of that, or you actually how much of that did you use on any given trade or every few?
Well, in a normal situation, I would use 1% on any trade, but I could not do that because the risk limit was 2%. You cannot go
Mhm.
below that.
Yeah.
So I had to use 1/4% on every trade. It's $100. And it depends. As I told you, market was very favorable, so I started with $100, which is 1/4% a trade, and it worked well. But if it didn't, for example, and I would face the bear market, and if you got a little bit in a drawdown, I would have to reduce my size, like every trader should do if he's in drawdown. You're reducing your size, take it slow until you in a sync with the market again,
Mhm.
and then you can go full size. So answering your question, no, it wasn't enough. So I would definitely risk 1% for every trade, but I risk within the risk parameters of the program.
So now that you mentioned that, what's the differences between trading your own capital and trading with us? How different it was for you? Just the adjustment of it.
So let's say psychologically, I was very interested in how it would be different psychologically, but it would the same. Risk and the amount of adrenaline, I would say it's still the same because there is
Mm.
still risk that you can lose the evaluation. And yeah, the only thing I was risking more in my own account because I can do that because there are no risk parameters, and maybe that's is the reason. Well, of course, that's the reason I made 100% in 5 months. Yeah, with risk parameters of strict risk parameters, I wouldn't reach this profitability in 5 months.
Yeah.
So now I have to take it slow until I earn some money from the company's account myself, and then I can push the pedal more and risk more. So take it slow.
Hoping you will get there. So, for those of you not familiar, every trader gets his own dashboard. The dashboard will show you your stats, the risk parameters, and you can really understand your progress and look at your equity curve. You can also check your achievements and payouts and customize your view, switch between light mode and dark mode. 40K swing account, and you had to make a profit target of $6,000. You made that. Your max loss 2,800, daily pause 12. So you did it very nicely all the way to the top, and then some sideway. We'll get to that in a second. Two interesting stats that I see here. One is the success rate at 46, which you mentioned before, even 30% that you had. So that's a very strong one. And the risk reward 3.5, which is very decent for any type of trading. You also mentioned that sometimes you even have 6 or even 10, like a 1 to 10 or so. Tell me a little bit about those numbers.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, 40% accuracy. Yeah, as I told you, I faced the very favorable market, so it was relatively easy. I think I made this evaluation in 2 weeks or something, which
Hmm.
is, yeah, market was very favorable. Usually it's like 30%. I have a little over trading problem. Sometimes I trade when I not supposed to, but with my strategy, when you risk in 1 to 6, 1 to 10, it's forgivable.
Yeah.
Now, risk to reward, it would be more, but there is a consistency rule. That's another rule
Mhm.
in evaluation program. You cannot make more than 30% of your total profit, which makes sense because people can make evaluation in one trade.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense for me because I can hold those stocks that I'm trading. I'm picking the strongest stocks. I'm scanning for strongest stocks, and those things can go long, long time. I can
Mhm.
hold them. I can hold them like for months, and it's gonna be 1 to 10 risk reward. Some of my trades, rarely, but some of my trades had 1 to 30 risk reward. Of course, I'm selling half, maybe halfway or something, so it's not 1 to 30 actually, but initial risk and the moment I close trade, sometimes it's 1 to 30. It's like ridiculous. I love this
Amazing.
strategy so much. So yeah, this is
Yeah.
it. Did I answer your question, Michael?
Yeah, completely. So I gotta ask two questions. One is it's a hard one, but how do you think you can increase your success rate? That's one thing. Although you're at 46, which is great when it comes to taking a risk reward of 3.5 or more, but how do you think you can increase that? And maybe the second question is harder because we do have limitations, as you mentioned, the consistency rule or the daily pause, etc. Why would you prefer to trade with trade a pool comparing to your own capital or just alongside your capital?
The access, so there is access to more capital if you make, I don't remember the rules, if you make another 6 or 10%, right? You're raising the capital, right?
That's on the day trading account. Every 10% that you will make, every 10% profit, we will bump up your buying power and daily pause. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it's a swing also. Well, okay, let's say, I mean, you're not risking your own money, right, guys?
Sure.
The all the risk company takes all the risk, and you just trade in their account. It's a great way to do that, and also maybe for traders who don't have $40,000, or maybe $40,000 it's all their life savings. They
Mhm.
have to do something else, not only trading. And
Yeah.
also trading, swing trading is not something you can withdraw money monthly. You holding your stocks for maybe a month or a couple of months or maybe more, and maybe you can withdraw money at the end of the year.
Mhm.
So you have to treat it like a business. It's not like a job when you get your paycheck every month.
Right.
So that's why you benefit from having your funds, your money to cover your expenses and needs, and risking the company's money. I would say that.
Okay. That's great. And now, do we increase the risk reward or the success rate?
Okay, so success rate. I would say, as I told you, sometimes I trade even when I'm not supposed to. I have a specific setup, but which I trade, and sometimes I trade variations of it. So I'm like, it might go up, you know.
Mm.
Well, sometimes you overconfident. It's still that psychology moment. Sometimes you have the good rate and you are on a good streak, and you get an overconfidence. So you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this setup works nice. It might work, and I take it, and it failed, which not a big deal. It's loss is loss, but I could avoid it. I could trade only the specific setup I trade, which I know the 5-star setup, and to answer shortly, I would say just if you have like A plus setup, A setup, B and C, just don't trade C setup. Just don't trade B setup. Just get rid of them. Forget about them. Trade A plus setup. If there are no trades today, okay, it's another very, very important thing to do. Sometimes you just have to sit on your hands when there is nothing to trade. It's
Yeah.
it's hard for a lot of traders and for me also. As I told you, sometimes I overtrade, but it's something you have to train yourself to do.
Yeah, that's for sure, and that's a game shifting, right? Just the psychology aspect of trading, to be able to be disciplined when time needs, and whenever you don't see the right call, you just don't take it, right? It's easy
Yeah.
to say than done, right? But
Just like Jesse Livermore said, it's not my trading that made me a lot of money. It's my sitting tight. You got that? Sitting tight.
yeah, sit and diet, exactly. Well, I guess one of the tips here that you guys can maybe try it out. Back then, I used to have just a pen and paper with my checklist, the
Yeah.
rules for entering a trade, right? And I literally every time before I click the mouse key, I just mark check the box if it fits or not. If I got the, for example, high volume coming in that is two times more than the previous candle, right? And then you would be able to see if it fits all the criterias or not. Let's say you have 5 criterias to enter a trade. If you see that only 2 of them are valid, then you skip the trade. That really helped me back then. Yeah.
I also have a checklist, and it's a great idea to actually have it on a piece of paper because I have it on my notes in my computer,
Hmm.
which of course it's not in front of my eyes most of the time. I should do also it's on piece of paper. Yeah, I tried the breakout strategy, and I'm spotting the tightness, couple of days tight closes, and
Yeah.
and the level of breakout, right? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, and it's near the 10 SMA. So yeah, I have a checklist. Like, is there a level of resistance, right? How strong is that? Is there ascending support? I really need the ascending support, which means the supply is getting weaker. Is there ascending support? Is there a tightness, which is most important? So because sometimes I trade trades, there are no tight closes. There is a level of resistance, I can see that, but who said that it's gonna break out? Yeah,
Hmm.
and sometimes I traded and it fell. I'm like, well, there was no tightness. Why did you take this trade? You're
Exactly.
absolutely right. It's about, I don't know how many, but I have about 5, 6, if I remember, the check boxes that I have to check before I enter my trade. So thank you for
Yeah.
reminding me that.
Amazing. So that was a great interview. Hopefully, the guys at home listened and will take a few notes from that as well. And for those of you who want to check us out, go to tradethepool.com. Thanks so much, Dennis, for coming in. And we will be in touch, of course, in the future.
Thank you very much, Michael.